Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to day 16 of the holiday card series for 2023. We are going to jump right into it. So over the weekend, we had our Relax and Rewind Holiday 2023 class over onlinecardclasses.com. So many of you joined us. I'm so glad you did. One of the techniques that Kathy Zielske taught was just really simple strips of paper to create kind of like your own DIY pattern. And I was just so taken with it and I had so much fun doing it. So we're going to start out by doing that for today's card. Okay, so the paper I'm using for the bulk of this is the Pinstripes and Polka Dots Holiday 6 by 8.5 pad from Honeybee. So it's got some really great colors in here. It's kind of more of a softer Christmas palette. There's a really soft green, and then there's a little bit of a darker green, and then even darker green, and even darker than that. So it's got some different variations, and this nice gold shade in here, some pinks, and then some reds. It's really, really pretty. So I've cut out a bunch already, just while I was sitting here waiting for the live to start. So I've got a bunch of strips here, and I actually cut them out using some dies from Mama Elephant, which are fantastic for stuff like this. It is the Quick Strips dies. So yes, very quick strips. And I've got just a few more sheets to cut. I've got some matte silver cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and then 2 more of the pattern paper shades. So I thought I would just go ahead and we'll cut that together, and then we will get to all the paper shipping and move on with the card. I'm using my Anna Griffin Empress machine for all of the cutting, and I found the easiest way to do this was to just put my dies out on the magnetic mat, and then I'm just going to let them live there while I do all of my cutting. So I'm going to cut out the silver cardstock. I'll do that one the very last because I want to make sure I don't get any weird impressions on the paper. I'm going to take the kind of gold shade and put that right down. They can hang off the edge. I'm not worried about that. I just want the main strip part, and run that through my dedicated machine. If any of you were unable to join us yesterday for the class, or like you registered and weren't able to join us, or if you want to join and look at the videos from the class now, you most definitely can. You can sign up over at onlinecardclasses.com. All right, so then I just lifted each die up, and I sort of like gave it a little shake, and that loosens up most of the strips, and I can pull it right out of the die. All right, so I'm going to take these dies off this because as I cut the silver cardstock, I want to make sure it's not going to be like the surface of the silver is not touching any of my plates that have marks on them, because it would leave like indentations on the silver. So I'm actually going to, like my bottom plate, I keep very clean and pristine. I'm going to have it, the silver be on that. So I'm going to put I'm just swapping my plates. I'll put the clean plate on top, and then I'll just put these dies face down onto that silver. And this will make it so that all of my silver strips are nice and clean without any of those weird marks on them. I'm putting it through the machine like this so that it hits the dies and keeps these really straight. If I was to go like this, sometimes it can like warp it as it goes through. So I am going to do this, but I guess just I'll get these really close. That'll give me just enough room on the end here to put a few of those little ones. We'll do that. So this is going to give me way more paper strips than I actually need. So, you know, I'm thinking I might actually just go ahead and do a whole bunch. We'll see. Paper stripping. So I've got some just like cheap computer paper right here that I'm going to use. And you need to put adhesive all over your inexpensive paper. So these are full adhesive sheets. I really like to use the full adhesive sheets, but you could also just use a tape runner and go over the entire paper. I'm going to be die cutting out of the what's the word? You know what? Maybe I'll just keep this intact since I wanted to do this a couple of times. So you just have to grab one side. Let's see. This is the sticky side. And I'm just going to put that right down. All right. I'm gonna grab my scissors and just do a quick rough cut right there. And I'm also gonna take off the little bit of adhesive hanging off that one end. So now I've got adhesive all on this, and I'm gonna take all these strips and put them at a diagonal, just in any kind of pattern. All right, there we go. Do the scissor method over here. Sometimes the scissor method's a little easier. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm not using this on the final card. I'm really just trying to get it so it's not so cumbersome to use for my die cutting. Okay, here we are. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Just looks like wrapping paper. This Large Joy from My Favorite Things. How many am I going to be able to get? Ooh, yeah. I could, if I do it right up to the edge, I should be able to get 4 out of this. That's awesome. All right, so I'm actually, just to make it a little easier, I'm going to cut this in half. It was nice when I was doing it to do it this way, but I'm going to cut it in half so I can put it through my die cutting machine a little bit easier. Actually, I don't want it to mar that right there with this plate, so I am going to have it be my clean plate on top. I'm glad I remembered that at the last minute. Wondered if I could do that. Okay, so I just have to get these to come out. They're a little stubborn. There we go. Oh, that's cute. This is a very die cutting heavy card design today. Let me tell you. All right, the little snowflake that I thought would fit perfectly over that O is this one right here. This is the Grace snowflake. You know, I don't even know if this is still sold. I save all of my snowflake dies because I design them and I love them. They're so great. I thought it'd be really fun to have it be glitter foam. You see how sparkly that is? I thought it'd be fun. Just give it a little different texture. Just going to be cut 4 times, so I'll just put that right down into the snowflake. Alrighty. And this glitter foam really does cut beautifully. I love it. It's so pretty. Oh, I love that. You might not be able to see that it's glittery, but it is. I'm going to use the Tufted 3D embossing folder. Just a white cardstock. In fact, maybe I'll do, I want it to be really lush and thick cottony looking. So I might actually use watercolor paper. I think that would be really, really pretty. Just grabbing my Universal Platform System, which I love. I also love it because it tells you exactly what you need. So it says over here for how to build a 3D embossing folder sandwich. All I need is a platform base and my gray adapter plate. Like I said, I'm going to use watercolor paper. So I'm going to use, you know what? Yeah, I am going to use this one. I'm going to use this one. So it's Artistico Extra White. So for each one of these, I'm going to kind of liberally spray the paper before I put it in my embossing folder, and it's going to help it kind of get a really nice impression. And then placing that down and put that in and roll it through. It's going to be so pretty, I know. Oh, I love it already. I can tell. Oh, it's so pretty and lush. I love that. Woo, love it. Okay, I'm going to set it aside to dry because it's still a little damp. Spray the next one. Okay, so these are all still a little bit damp. So I'm going to continue letting them dry while I do some of these little fussy things that I should have done earlier, like pop out the O. And I guess I could also cut those panels down before they dry. These are all much more dry now. I mean, I can still tell there's a little bit of moisture in them, but for the most part, they're dry. I'm going to trim them down to be slightly smaller than an A2 card because I want to adhere these using some foam tape because that'll kind of go into all the different crevices. So I think I'm going to have it be, let's see, we'll do 5. And then I can save this larger piece for something else. Okay, did I just rotate it? Okay, there's the 5. Okay, 5 by 3, let's see, it would be 3 3/4. Is that going to fit the Joy? Let's check. I'm pretty sure it will. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. How cute. Okay, let's see, and these are 5 already, the One Direction. I could get more out of this. So 5, let's see, by 3. Oh yeah, I'm not going to get 2 out of this, but yeah, I could do it that way. Yeah, I'll do 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have an even bigger piece that I can save for a different card. So I'm just going to do a little dot of glue. I think that's all it really needs to make it hold. And then put that down. Ta-da! Okay, it's really only catching on the sides, but I don't know where it's going to hit once I put it on, so I'm just putting glue on everything. have a little time to wiggle it around too, since it's liquid glue. So here are all 4 cards all finished. I love how that turned out. I love the texture and just you can't see it on screen, but it's got like a little bit of a glittery snowflake. And then you've got the silver. Such a fun card. An unusual color combination for Christmas, but I still love it. I think it turned out so well. So this was day 16 of the holiday card series. I'll be back on Wednesday with day 17. Please come back and enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.